Hey, this is Daryl Henry with Insurance for Entrepreneurs, and today we're breaking down a question a lot of business owners and nonprofits ask. What is directors and officers liability insurance? If you've got a board of directors, executive team, or even just a few key decision makers, this coverage could be critical to your business's future. Let's walk through what it is, who it protects, and why it might be one of the smartest policies you ever purchase. So first, what exactly is directors and officers liability insurance, or D&O for short? D&O protects the business, but it also protects the personal assets of the company's leaders, like directors and officers, and sometimes even managers, if they're sued for decisions they made while running the business. Let's say someone claims one of your executives mismanaged company funds, or violated fiduciary duty, or made misleading statements to investors. Even if it wasn't intentional or even true, they could be personally named in a lawsuit. D&O insurance steps in to cover legal defense costs, settlements, and judgments in those types of cases. The story I like to refer to is there was a preschool in the DC metro area that historically served the entire community of all faiths and denominations, and then one day made a decision that they were only going to serve members of their own denomination. It caused a lot of uproar. It made it in the Washington Post. I imagine there were some people that asked some very pointed questions about why you would not take my kid anymore. That's an example of a director's and officer's liability claim. So now you might be thinking, that sounds like something big corporations deal with, and I run a small business or a small nonprofit. Do I really need this? The answer is absolutely. D&O claims can happen to businesses and nonprofits of all sizes, and here's why. You make decisions that impact employees, vendors, and customers, and you might raise capital from investors or donors. You're subject to regulations and corporate laws. In today's world, lawsuits can come from anywhere, even inside your own organization. So without D&O insurance, your leaders could be paying legal bills out of pocket, and that could cost tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Plus, if you're trying to recruit great board members or executives, they'll often require D&O coverage before they agree to join. Honestly, that's one of the most common reasons I have nonprofits contact me wanting to buy directors and officers insurance for the first time. Is they've got a new board member they're really excited about who won't join unless they buy D&O. So, here's what a typical D&O policy covers. It covers legal defense costs, whether the claim has merit or not. It pays for settlements and damages if the court rules against you. It pays for claims from employees, shareholders, vendors, and regulators, and both current and past directors and officers. This is a question I get a lot about directors and officers insurance. Do I need to list all the board members on the policy? And the answer is no. The policy is written to say directors, officers, members of the organization, leaders that help direct the organization. So you don't need to list every single person. So it's also important to know what D&O doesn't cover. It won't cover criminal acts, intentional fraud, or claims caused by other policies like general liability insurance or workers' comp or employment practices liability insurance. But when it comes to protecting leadership from costly legal battles over business decisions, D&O is your go-to. So, who needs directors and officers insurance? Wondering if your business really needs it? Here are a few examples. Startups raising money from investors using other people's money. You should have directors and officers. Nonprofits with volunteer boards. Small businesses with a growing leadership team. Tech companies signing contracts with big partners, or any business making strategic decisions that could impact others outside their business. If somebody could say you should have known better and hold your leaders liable, D&O insurance is worth considering. It's worth knowing that the most common directors and officers insurance claims have to do with mergers and acquisitions. Inevitably, somebody that owned part of your business is going to say, hey, you didn't get enough money after you sold it. And if you're buying a business, one of your stakeholders is probably going to say you paid too much money for that other business. So just keep that in mind. Mergers and acquisitions, key time for directors and officers liability claims. So to wrap it up, directors and officers insurance protects the people leading your business from personal financial loss if they're sued over business decisions. It's affordable, it's smart, and for many organizations, it's essential. So if you're ready for a fast, personalized assessment on your organization, reach out to me. My contact information is on my website at insuranceforentrepreneurs.net. Thank you so much for watching. If it was helpful, please hit like and subscribe. It helps other people like you find the content. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Go build something great.